Greetings! Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Jurassic World Evolution 2, but I am not alone today. No, I am joined with the one and only Bioniclesaurus and the Dinoxels. No, I'm sorry, Dinoxels.
Dinoxels? Who is that?
You did not fall for the trap.
I had to redig up that one. I planned that all day.
It's
Dinoxels. I know.
You did pronounce Bioniclesaurus flawlessly, though.
Well, both our names are both our names are a Lego property and Saurus, so no, it might be Dino. Point is,
wait,
hello.
You're named after Mixels.
I am.
Oh my god!
I dreamed up Mixels last night, so this is quite funny. Anyways, hi, I'm Dinoxels. I don't mind going by Nikki on here because apparently you can't say Dinoxels. So, hi, Dinox, Nikki. You heard me around. The nostrils, I know that kind of floats around sometimes. Hi, I'm here.
It does.
So, hello.
Yes.
And
Gibson, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Bioniclesaurus, otherwise known as Gibson. That is information you already had.
Yep.
It is.
And I'm David.
In fact. And he is in fact David.
You are?
Know who I am because you're here. Yeah.
David.
Yeah. So we're gonna just we're gonna try to just throw ourselves into this because this is gonna be probably pretty long and longer than we think. Basically, yes. What we're doing today is in lieu of Jurassic World Evolution 3, which is confirmed, but Frontier is withholding the trailer for whatever reason from us for ages. We're gonna rank everything that's in Jurassic World Evolution 2, and the way this is gonna work, as a brief rundown, is we're going to have a tier list. Gibson is running tier list duty today. As we go through these in alphabetical order in the Species Viewer, there is 122 of them, so if we spend a minute on each of them, we're going to be here for 2 hours, so let's try to speed run through the boring ones. But we're going to take the average of all three of our ratings and put them approximately where they are, and we're going to see, what our group rating is by the end of this. I think this is going to be a fun way to revitalize SpinoCasts, because I haven't made a podcast in a year. All right, anything else before we begin?
I was going to say that you're still ahead of my streak of not making a podcast since whenever Past Cast episode 1 came out, which I believe was 2020.
All right. Let's get started. Alphabetical order, Acrocanthosaurus. We should develop an order for each of us to go in with. That's our what I was thinking. Rating briefly.
Let's go. Let's go in Gibson, me, because that's the order on my screen.
Alphabetical.
Yeah.
All right. Acrocanthosaurus. My take on this one. It is a very nice theropod design, but a horrible Acrocanthosaurus design. So I give it a C.
I was leaning in a similar direction as far as. It looks cool, but it's a weird Acrocanthosaurus. I think I would I like it though. I would lean towards a B, just kind of throwing it in the middle personally.
Okay,
that's
so
fair.
Throw it in. Go to the animations real quick. I want to check something.
Sure.
Can you go to the sitting animation that has the little sparkle on it? Yeah. Okay. It does have a good sit. You can go back to the. Oh,
look at it go!
I like him. A lot of these designs for me, all of the designs I don't like are kind of saved by their animations. We'll get to one in particular. So I was talking about this before stream, but I'll talk about it now. So I saw an Acrocanthosaurus mount for the first time a few weeks ago, and I initially would give this design maybe a low A, but after seeing an actual Acrocanthosaurus and not this kind of flesh monster. I'm more inclined to give it a high B. If you go to the skins real quick, I think is the purple skin in this game, or is that in JWE? In the first JWE?
No, that's one you unlock as part of
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, wait, the orange. Yeah. Oh. Low A.
Oh, that's winning.
Low A.
Low A.
That's delicious. I have not unlocked that skin in challenge mode.
So we have a C and a B to a low A, which means this is going to go on a B.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's good.
Math.
All right. Keeping things moving. Oh, that's pausing the game. Huh.
That's the opposite of moving, David.
All right. Next one. Alamosaurus. One of the more unique sauropod silhouettes in this game. I like what they tried to do with the body and like the spiky bits on this one to differentiate it from the other Titanosaurs, but the head is very dopey and very doughy and not a good doughy sauropod way, if that's even a thing. I'm gonna give this one a low B, though. I don't think it's inherently offensive, and I pass it to Gibson.
Okay, so this is where my lack of familiarity with this game is really going to shine and make things interesting, because a lot of these animals for me are not just going to be like me analyzing them, but also me reacting to them for the first time to my memory, as it is with this dude.
Interesting.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is identifiably Titanosaur-y in a way that, like, the movie Dreadnoughtus design is not. I think that this is like kind of decent. I think I would also say like a B tier.
Okay.
It gives the same energy as the Acrocanthosaurus. I think it was modeled by the same person. I would not be surprised.
Yeah. They both have kind of a Giga Chad flesh monster thing happening.
Yeah, this is another flesh monster, except this one has spikes. And it just looks a little weird. It was a little generic as a Titanosaur design. Could you go to the stretch animation, David? If you go to the
Sure.
no, not that one.
Okay.
Oh, it has a bad sit, but it does do this.
Oh,
which
that's
I think
fun.
is
That's cute.
And if you go back to the skins, I know we're requesting a lot on here. If you go back to the skins, there's a red skin
No
I
worries.
love. Yeah, that
one?
that one. I think there's a different.
Oh, that is
pattern.
good.
Yeah, the green. If you go back to the green, that's the one I like to use. I think it's
Oh, that's nice.
it's a slightly more tolerable flesh monster. I give him. What did I give Acrocanthosaurus? Low A. I would give it right above Acrocanthosaurus. That's where I would place this. So
Okay.
like low A.
All right, so
Sounds good.
I'm just
So-
going to throw this guy in B then, because he got 2 Bs and an A. So he's
Yeah.
so
Can we put him in
so
front?
so
Can we put
far
him-
we have 2 designs we don't have strong feelings about.
Can we put him
Yes.
above? Wait, so would it go above or below Acro?
I think it would go above, because Acro got a
Okay.
C from David.
Oh,
Yeah.
did Acro get a C? Oh, Acro got a C. Okay, interesting.
I gave him a C. I was a little harsh on Acro.
You were a little harsh. All right,
I
Albertosaurus
love
time.
Acros. Albertosaurus. All right. This one's tough because I really liked this one in the initial Jurassic World evolution, but ever since then, I started growing more of an appreciation for what actual Albertosaurus was, and I feel like this one's kind of a caricature of what actual Albertosaurus was.
Mm-hmm.
I don't find it offensive, but I do wish it was a little more leggy and the feet were smaller, and it looked a little more like a runner. It's got gorgeous skins though, so I'm gonna give this one a B again. I think it's solid for what it is.
I think
I pass it.
this is honestly a pretty attractive looking design, but I need you to turn it so I can look at it from the front, because I need to see how wide that head is. Oh, that's not that wide. Yeah, see,
horrible.
this game has
There's
me
a wide boy
suspicious of
coming.
head width, given some other creatures in here. Yeah, that's not that bad. I do see what you're saying about this one's like clearly based on a modern, like semi-accurate Albertosaurus, but it's not like quite there. But I think it's pretty good. I'm gonna give it an A. I like
Okay.
this one just fine.
I am looking at it, and it has Schleich proportions. I'm starting to notice this.
Oh,
The
Kinda
thi-
does.
You're not
the
wrong.
The fat hands and fat arms, the fat feet, the neck, and something just looks. It's too plasticky. Like, you give this. Is there a blue skin? The blue skin might. If there's a blue skin, it might help. Oh. You know what? I think this is one. I would put this in. I don't know. Because it's kind of like the Acro in that it's almost the animal, but it just kind of looks funky.
Yeah.
I don't want to give it the top of B because that feels mean. I'll give him bottom A, but like above Acro, but below Alamo. That's my take. Low A.
Cool.
so he got 2 A's
So-
and a B, right? So I think he gets A.
You guys win.
He gets A.
Yep.
Is that our first A tier?
And it's Albertosaurus.
We have
Ah.
2 Allosaurus.
Ooh, so we're ranking the Allosaurus separately, I assume.
Yeah, I
If
think
there's
both
2
designs are
on the
separate
tier
on
maker
there.
thing.
There should be like a spiky one and like the normal JWE one.
Oh yeah,
can
I think there is.
Okay.
Okay.
I
This
love-
Allosaurus.
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
I'll wait my turn.
Yeah. All right, this Allosaurus, I think this is a perfect Jurassic Parkification of Allosaurus, in my opinion. I it clearly, like, in its form, it might not be perfectly matching with the skeletal form of Allosaurus, but I think just its silhouette and even just the shape of its head, even though it's not perfect, just screams Allosaurus to me. And it's just off enough, and it just has just enough reptilian features to where I feel like if this was in the original Jurassic Park movie, no one would bat an eye. It would fit right in. I'm going to give this my first S tier as a
Wow.
a mainstream design. I really like this one. It's grown on me more over the years for what it is, and I pass to Gibson.
I struggle to feel emotions when I look at this design, bad or good. I think I'm just gonna B tier this one with very little explanation because I think it's just a fine dude.
Okay.
Okay, I raise you. Change the pattern and skin to, like, I don't know, a different color, because you kind of had like a samey thing going on here. Yeah, maybe a green. Yeah, like that light green.
Sure, green.
Ooh.
And, the blue. Go back, the blue one. But yeah, that one.
Yeah.
See that? I don't want to give it S because I don't feel like it is. Do I want to give it S? If I give it an S, it's gonna get an A, I think. So I'll give it an S. But I'll give it. It's a really good. It's a pretty fun Allosaurus design. I like that Frontier looked at the similar with what they did with Ceratosaurus. They looked at the movie design and said, "This looks kind of funky. Let's slightly tweak it to make it look much better." And they did that, and it looks really excellent. I love the color of the crest and, like, these, like, the way the whole thing's, like, it's just designed is quite cohesive, and a much better theropod design than, say, the Albertosaurus that we've already looked at. So yeah, S tier.
Yeah. It's way more proportionate.
It is.
Yeah.
It is cool. I forget that they actually guessed what the adult would have looked like based off of the juvenile from Fallen Kingdom, and I think that they, for my taste, guessed better than what the actual adult design turned out to be. But
also, I love the calls on this guy. If we're gonna talk about sounds, he does that awesome roar. I love him for that.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
Great sound design.
So that's going in A tier, right? Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
So I just reacted to the
All right. The Battle at Big Rock Allosaurus. Now, even though I did kind of say, like, I didn't like this one that much, I don't hate it. I think it's kind of a cool-looking design, but I don't like it being an Allosaurus. It feels like a generic large Carnosaur to me.
It's Saurophagonax, you see.
I was just going to say that.
I think it would be better
it's
off being
Epinterius, whatever that.
What?
Or whatever. Is that another Allosaur?
Yeah, there's so many like giant Allosaurus dubious weird things. Oh yeah, there you go.
Or Siats.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
No, actually, there's like a really. I think there's another way to pronounce it, but Siats, whatever.
Siach.
Siach.
I think it's like a ch.
Yeah,
Siach?
that's
James says.
Yeah,
I'm never saying that.
I think it's based off like a Native American name or deity or something.
That actually makes sense.
Oh, the yellow. Ooh, can you go back to the yellow? No,
Sure.
no. Ooh, never mind. Let's get covered in mud.
I love the face stripes on the patterns, but I feel like the body stripes never translate as well on this particular model for me. I'm gonna give this one a C. I think, like, it's not offensive to me, but I really like I always use the other Allosaurus instead when I build my parks.
I think I'm in relative agreement. I'm kind of surprised because I remember liking, and granted, I've watched Battle at Big Rock exactly one time, but I do remember enjoying the way it looked in that context, like in kind of the dramatic lighting, the lower lighting. Out of context, though, it is a little bit just monstery and kind of bleh. I think I would also say C.
I think it's the teeth. The more I'm looking at it.
It's the teeth. It looks. So I got the back when Battle of Big Rock was like being delayed. It was like this mystery short film when the Mattel toys came out. I got the Allosaurus and the Triceratops. Go back to its face and zoom in close again. Why does Why is it?
It's like twitching.
Why is it twitching? Is there a movie skin for this one? I think there's a movie skin for this one.
There is.
See that's like a Hy-Vee, right? And then the actual like frontier pattern is kind of like trash,
messy.
So to balance it out, I'm gonna give it low B.
Sure.
Okay.
I also thought of one more note I want to mention on this one.
Oh, sure.
Yes.
One thing I find ironic is I feel like this looks extremely similar to the Papo Allosaurus.
Oh, yeah.
And I find it funny because Papo took from Jurassic Park for so many years, and now Jurassic Park was like, we're going to take your one original dinosaur design.
Original with an asterisk, because I'm pretty sure the Papo one is ripping off a, is it a Raoul Martin? No, I don't.
I think it's Tom Marshall Allosaurus.
Yes, that was it. It was a Tom Marshall Allosaurus. So this is like 2 layers of plagiarism.
I think the designer actually confirmed it was based on the Papo Allosaurus. I could be wrong about that, but I think I remember like some like interview from years ago I watched. It was like, yeah, we based it on this toy, and it's like, yeah, Papo Allosaurus. I was like, oh, that's just okay. It's like, look at even like the spikes on the hip are like the same as the Papo Allo.
Yeah, it's quite distinctive.
It's quite a guy. So that guy's going in C then? Because that's 2 C and a B, right? Okay.
Yep. Amargasaurus.
Oh, no.
All right. This is an example.
I completely forgot this exists. Oh my god.
The animal? Or
well, this design.
This is an example of a design that is objectively not great for representing the animal, but I have a weird soft spot for it. I think especially seeing it in action in the game, it's just this tubby little guy with his tree trunk legs and his horse face, and he's just kind of trottling around and doing his thing amongst various dinosaurs. I always just put a single one of these like in all my enclosures because I think they just have a lot of personality. I don't love the model for representing an Amargasaurus in certain areas. I feel like the actual spines look more like iguana spines than actually part of the structure. I feel like the legs are obviously way too large. They do, yeah.
They look like this. I have these old cleaners from my old braces, and they look exactly like the cleaners. Like the skin, they're like white and green. Like it's kind of horrible.
Oh. Yeah, but I think I'll give this one a low B. I have a weird soft spot for it, but it's not great.
So I'm almost with you, but I'm reserving my love for a weird dumpy sauropod for another one that we're gonna hit later down the line. Which is one design I absolutely adore. This one. Gosh, like I can see the appeal of just it's a weird dorky little character, but I gotta go D with this one. I gotta just kind of put some hate on this one to balance it out because it's not good. Like I can see why some people would be fond of this one, but it's not good.
It looks great if you squint at it from a distance, like you stood there.
It looks like an Amargasaurus.
And then you zoom in, it's like, oh no,
it's
dear.
like, what is that?
Okay, so
it looks like multiple animals stitched together.
It does.
It does.
Can you go to the sit animation? Because this will do it for me. This is the sit animation.
Your turn, Nikki.
Yeah, no. I think if you go to the sit animation, I'm curious with the sit animation.
Oh, to the sit animation.
Okay. it does the good sit.
The little feet.
That is a good sit. It just looks so funny with his fat feet.
Oh, there's another guy, like Gibson was saying. I think he's talking. Oh, because he bunches a little bit. What a guy. Cool. I hate that they misinterpret the spikes horribly on this guy. Like he has like if these are reinterpreted as the real animal, his vertebrae are shattered and they're like spiking up across the back, and it's giving Augustinia like the old reconstructions a bit. Yep. High C, low B. High C, high C.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's he's getting in C there.
Like, he has a good skull. This is the first sauropod tonight with a good skull. It's a good skull shape. Pretty okay skins. It kind of tries to. This was before the paper came out, where it was like, oh, it was definitely covered in like I forget, like the fin. Oh my! Get those teeth away from me.
They look appropriately horrible.
They do look appropriately horrible. So it just kind of has this like weird height. I don't know. It's just not. Oh, just hang its teeth out when it runs. Oh, that gives it a low B for me because that's kind of stupid.
Imagine we're all making fun of this thing. Imagine a new paper comes out with like a newly discovered Amargasaurus mummy, and they're like, "Hey, it looked exactly like this."
That's stupid.
Frontier
face.
had knowledge that nobody knew about. All right, so
low B
you gave
for
it
me.
a high or low B.
Mm-hmm.
So would that put it in like mid to low C still?
That's where I've put it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
C tier would be
that works.
where it goes. At the end, do we want to like look at the? Sorry.
The first hybrid design.
Oh no.
At the end, do we want to look through the and sort them out in the tiers themselves?
I think we can make some like changes and stuff. Yeah, looking over it at the end.
Sure.
Awesome sauce.
Okay. Ankylodocus. I have to give this one like I'm not a fan of the hybrids in this game. Besides like Indominus Rex, like I just think Indominus gets classic points. But this one I do have to give Frontier credit for because they completely remodeled their horrific model from the first game into something that actually looks like an Ankylosaurus and a Diplodocus
It's
together.
better.
Yeah, I think it looks
Slightly
more
better
plausible
slop.
as a real animal. You could use this as a stand-in for like a Shunnosaurus if you really were desperate, because that's not in the game. But I would never do that.
You could. I wouldn't.
You could. I wouldn't ever. I'm gonna give this one
stupid.
I'm gonna give this one a high D though. I still just I would never want to use this willingly in my park. And I pass it to you, Gibson.
I'm just gonna throw it in D as well because I'm not feeling the F tier like disgust. But it's not quite down there for me at least. But it's I mean it's interesting. It's certainly I think I've seen the first game's version before because when you brought this one up, I was sort of like I reeled back for a second and then I sort of caught myself and I'm like, okay, it's actually a little better than I thought it was.
It's not heinous,
but it's still just it's odd when I really start focusing in on that head on the end of that neck. Like it's giving Toroton from The Future Is Wild, but not in a way that I'm enjoying.
It is giving Toroton.
I wish I knew what that was.
Oh, it's like evolved tortoise thing. It looks just like it.
It does.
It's so funky.
Okay.
Oh wait, I kind of like the blue.
That's actually nice colors there, though.
Oh wait, no, I can't like it. I can't like it. Is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Okay. Point. It does the good sit. I like that. It looks like the Turton. Is that what the name of that guy is?
I think so.
That guy. Okay, I remember that guy. What I hate about it is like texturally and like in terms of the quality of the model, it's probably the best like well-made sauropod in the game. Like the texture is really wonderful on the animal itself. Like it's really great compared to some stuff we'll get to. Base game, to be honest. This like that's a cool. I don't like this as a design. It's definitely better than the abhorrent one from the first game, but I'm not that thrilled by it. I'm gonna give it. Or our last two tiers, D and F, right?
We got two Ds.
Okay,
the tiers that are available. Yeah, no, it can go down to F.
D and F.
Okay, it's not F. This is the top of D.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so we all agree then.
So it's going into D.
It's going. Is that our first D? I think it's the first D.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think we have a second D incoming. Personally,
We might have a second D here.
Ooh! Oh my gosh! The proportions
Oh, yeah.
make me feel things.
Yeah, I'm gonna put on my favorite skin, which
Okay,
the JP3 one does help it quite a bit for
It
me.
does.
I just like the splash of red on the face. But still, this isn't the right model for the JP3 skin. They didn't remodel it. The one in JP3 I remember in the scene having much shorter legs still.
Yeah, it does not look like this.
It does not look like this at all. I just think this is a horrible design for an Ankylosaurus that even if you're heavily exaggerating this animal, it has so much potential to just look cool. And I think this one just looks boring in a very wrong way.
They turn it into a ceratopsian. That's the best way.
They low-key kind of did.
It has the shape.
Did.
Like
it does have the shape.
If you stripped it of its not flesh of its and like kind of like I don't know exaggerated the face, like I think it'd be like oh that's a ankylosaur hybrid with the ceratopsian, but no, it's just the ankylosaur design.
Yeah, no, but I'm gonna give this one a D tier. Like I said before, it just uninspiring. I never want to use it. Bumpy's in the game too.
Oh my gosh, it's Bumpy! Don't you like it? It's Bumpy.
It's Bumpy!
Oh my gosh!
Everyone's gonna click on the video now because it's Bumpy.
Yeah, of course. Put it in the thumbnail
anyway,
with a big arrow.
Yes, and several red circles. Yeah, this is a D tier for me as well. Oh gosh, its legs are just so long.
Why does it make its mouth open like the Amargasaurus? Except it's not charming the way the Amargasaurus does it.
No, it looks so fat and out of breath. Yeah, I think, I've seen so many Ankylosaurus designs over the years in figures and documentaries that are like too tall and not wide enough. The walking with one is kind of a weird, like, Stegosaurus-backed tumor. And even I think of like the Carnegie Ankylosaurus is like way too thin from the top. So that part's a common problem, but like just the length of the legs on this one is uniquely terrible.
Mm-hmm. And huge feet too.
Big feet, yeah. Well, you need big feet with those huge legs so it doesn't fall over. It's carrying a lot of weight like 6 feet off the ground.
It's true.
It's anatomically not great.
So do you also give it D, Gibson?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
This is also going to be a D tier for me. Wait till
that was easy.
No, wait. Go back. Go back to the end of the animation. Oh no, just keep it as Bumpy, and then go to the shake animation, like the one you're just doing. Watch the neck. Its texture does that.
Oh,
that's bad.
Oh,
it's
that's
horrible.
Awful.
And awful. It's bad. Wait, does the base game one do that?
That's a good point.
Oh no,
yeah, it looks like
it's gonna do it. It's gonna do it. Ugh,
yeah.
It's so bad. There's a worse
also,
rigging issue that I think we'll get to, but that's not. That's it's the skins are blah. That's actually quite acceptable. Oh wait, that was a nice brown one a second ago.
Oh, the black with the like.
That's actually quite
striping
nice.
in the plates. That's not bad.
Does it save this design from a D tier? No, it's definitely a D tier. As they've said, yeah, the legs are bad. Why did they take the unique shape of an ankylosaur like generally? That's actually a really cool skin. But don't make me like this thing. And make it into this like horrible turtle shell thing that like I'm pretty sure in like Jurassic World I've not seen the Jurassic World movies in such a long minute. I remember like the actual like armor bits themselves. I think they like jitter around, like they're like this kind of
like shells.
Do they? Oh gosh,
it's bad. I know they do it in this game too. I think this is gonna be. Do I want to give it C tier, or do we have a C?
Commit to D tier.
Is it just A B C D C F?
A B C D F. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be a C tier for me. I don't like this guy.
Okay.
I think he's
would still be D. Anyway.
Yeah, he's getting into D. I'll put him above the Ankylodocus though, just out of my compassion for his suffering.
Oh, we have more Slopkin coming.
Oh God! Schleich called. They want their everything back.
Elephant called. They want their elephant back.
Yeah, the zoo is missing an elephant.
The zoo is missing an elephant.
My gosh.
Oh.
I'm gonna jump to the chase. This is my first F tier design.
That's so
I just
real.
think this is such an uninspired design. Like even with the Ankylosaurus, they had to be creative to come up with the problems that they came up with.
True.
This is literally just slapping elephant skin on a generic dinosaur
this
shape.
Is just bad in general.
Yeah, I'm.
So F tier.
Oh, I think I have to F this as well. Just seeing it for the first time in a while, like my visceral reaction, it is so generic and so dumpy and wiggly, and I can't respect it fundamentally.
That's not a good sit.
You look at the neck.
That's not a good sit.
What is the neck doing?
I don't know what the neck is doing.
What is
Its
the neck?
hips are
Oh,
broken.
The whole animal is giving gooey duck.
It looks like those.
It
It
this-
looks like those little rubber dinosaurs you would put in the sink as a kid, and they would like grow really, really big or something.
Yeah.
Like that's what it looks like.
There
Look
goes
at the
ET
skull.
now.
Why is the skull like a Spinosaur? Like, look, has it also there's like a midline crest? Like what? Has fleshy
Lots of
lips.
things are happening.
Actually, it gives me Hadrosaur. That's what the skull gives me.
It does.
Yeah, no
Dinosaur.
kidding.
Gibson, did you give it a rank
Yeah.
yet? Or do you
Yeah,
want
I
me to
effed it.
do it?
Yeah, you rank it now.
Have you guys both given it an F? I'm inclined to give it F. It is bad. I have my modded in my game to be a much better Apatosaurus design. This is bad, horrible. This animation where like there's like a triangle on its back. Look, it's like a literal triangle.
Look at the geometry.
And
Oh,
the missed
ugh.
opportunity of how cool, like, modern, accurate Apatosaurus is with the huge,
Real.
thick neck and everything. Like, it makes the
could've even
generic,
put the
like,
big spines
outdated
on the bottom of the
Apatosaurian
neck.
designs just even worse.
It looks like a moldy sack of like potatoes. Like it's,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's molded itself into an Apatosaur. The blue reminds me of this old Apatosaurus I own from like when I was a kid, but that's an acceptable skin. But this is bad, horrible, F tier, slop. Move on. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Moving on. Speaking of slop, again, we're on a streak.
What is...
We're on a streak
what
slop.
animal is this? Okay.
Archaeornithomimus.
This is Archaeornithomimus.
Yeah, all right then. Nice to meet you, you little guy.
So this is only in the game because Claire mentions the name Archaeornithomimus in the first Jurassic World, and no one ever knew what that thing was prior to that movie. And I kind of wish that they never said that, so this design didn't have to be sculpted, because I feel bad for this animal. Its shoulders are, like, attached to its spine. I don't know where its arms are attaching. Its head is a literal geometric just pyramid. It speaks for itself. I mean, it's got some nice skins though. Like, I like these Christmassy colors here with it feels very Jurassic Parky with the orange underbelly. But I give this one a straight F too. I
Effing it,
this
wow.
design.
Yeah,
Gibson.
I'm
Come
gonna
on.
be a little kinder to it. Like, it doesn't offend me the way the Apatosaurus did, but it's a bad Ornithomimosaur design. It's very Thanksgiving turkey-esque in shape. It's yeah. I'm gonna throw it in D tier. I don't have much to say about it.
It gets a C tier from me because the skins are actually pretty good. Do I use this in my?
They
Do I
are.
use any of the Ornithomimosaurs in my game? No, because I hate naked Ornithomimosaurs. They look horrible and bad. And this is probably
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the elements in my head. Galley's the best. To spoil, Galley's the best. Then Struthy. This is like, look at the arms. The arms have no muscle on them, and they're just
They're
bad.
twigs.
This is one of the few animals because when this game moved from JWE to JWE2, actually his wrists are good when he's walking, but they're bad when he's standing. Wait, go back to the standing animation. Why
That's
does he
weird.
pronate them when
That's
he
really
stands?
weird.
That's bizarre. What's this say?
This dinosaur had the ability to pronate its wrists, but only when it wasn't moving because it really had to concentrate.
Basically, or just standing in general, because when it's sitting, it's doing a good sit.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. You looked at me in the camera. What is the teeth? I'm looking at it. Oh.
Yeah, it's got teeth all the way down its beak. too.
Oh
Jurassic World Raptor
no!
syndrome. Bottom of C for me.
All right, it's catching D tier then between us all.
It will be catching the D tier.
Sure.
I was expecting you guys to be so negative. This is interesting. Oh,
Well, we're getting into some good stuff coming up here now.
I have such a hot take on this one.
All right.
Woo!
Archelon. This is an animal that, I'm going to be honest, I never cared about Archelon really, because as a kid growing up, because I was just like, it's just a big sea turtle. Like, that's all it is. It's just a big version of the thing we already have, which I think is a
I
little
love that skin.
overrated. This is my favorite. This skin's so good. This game has completely swung me around on that and made me appreciate the cool head shape Archelon actually has compared to a lot of depictions that I saw growing up. And giant, gentle sea turtle is kind of a cool concept. The more I've thought about it and the more I've seen it in this game, this is an S tier for me. I think this is just a phenomenal depiction of this animal the more I've looked into it. It's really nice. I like the leatherback style shell too.
Are we able to switch to swimming?
Gibson. Yes.
Woo! Yeah, I'm gonna S tier this as well, just because I A tiered the Albertosaurus. Just because, and I'm thinking like this has to be a tier above that. Like there are plenty of designs in this game that I like or am fine with or have some cool things about them, but it's pretty rare one comes up and I'm just like, oh, that just looks like acceptable paleo art, and it's not immediately hitting me with like Jurassic Park quirkiness in a bad or good way, I guess. I don't know. It just looks like a good Archelon, and the skins are dope. And
there's so many.
The animation is cool.
So many good skins. I love the orange on the black. That looks really sick.
Yeah. So yeah, I second S tier for this dude.
This is my favorite animal in the game. That might be a crazy take. Might be a crazy take. I've always loved ocean life. I was watching. I remember when I was a kid, I had Blue Planet on DVD. I would rewatch the ocean episodes like on repeat. Like of a planet Earth, I would love that stuff. So this is I don't like the green one. The green one looks stupid because reptiles aren't actually. Well, this sea turtle is not. Oh yes, this is a green sea turtle, whatever. But like the black one, if you go back to the black skin, that is just crisp, divine. I love it. Delicious. This is the top of S. Oh, look at the blue! Just the best animal.
Oh, that's nice.
So good.
This is the best animal.
Yeah, all right, well this dude just won the tier list.
I think it's a little stupid that it. Like, I like that it introduced, like, the climbing rocks to the game, but it doesn't really make sense for it to just climb up there because it's not like a pond turtle. Like, it just wouldn't go up there to bask. It's fine. Yeah. It's like it's going up there to, like, reproduce.
Eggs, but it would be living in the ocean.
Yeah, I mean, if they want to add breeding to JWE2, that'd be a really cool way to do it.
Which, I mean, I assume they are going to be. They said big requested features coming, and that's the top of the list for everybody.
Yeah. The only thing I worry about with the breeding is that they're going to cut species to make the breeding happen. Just cut everything we have and see it tier below, and then we're fine.
Yes.
Just keep all of these guys.
Frontier, if you're watching, this tier list is objective, and you should use it to inform your decisions.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Speaking of objective.
Atrociraptor.
Oh no!
Objectively atrocious.
I gotta put that run.
Oh my
What is his
god!
spine doing? Wait. Turn around to the back. I wonder if it's. Swiggity swoogity.
Swiggity swoogity. I'm coming for Chris Pratt's booty.
Oh dear.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Doesn't it? Wait. I like that skin. Go to the animation.
I do like the snow leopard one.
Go to the special animation for it standing. I think it chases its tail, if I remember correctly. No, it just does that. That's boring. Okay.
Oh. One thing I gotta give Dominion is I feel like Dominion definitely had my favorite overall design philosophy as far as the movies go. There were some real duds, but we did get stunners like the Quetzalcoatlus and the Therizinosaurus is we'll touch on later on, but I love the Therizinosaurus for what it is. But this was really it's just a Velociraptor again with a fatter head and less interesting sound effects. And one thing I do really like is I do like the little kind of beard of scales it has on the end. I think that adds some interesting character to it. It's got like a little protrusions on its chin. Besides that, very forgettable. In the context of the film and in the game too. I think they've got really nice skins though. So I'm gonna throw this one in C tier because I kind of can use these as like, I don't know, juvenile generic other theropods or something because they have a lot of color diversity.
I love the skins.
So damn, you only give it a C tier. I think I may have a hot take for this one, because this one,
what is it?
It is so, this thing is kind of a miracle in a way to me, because it is simultaneously so forgettable that every time I see it, I'm reminded that it happened. But simultaneously, it's also
like it's an event.
passionately revolting for me. Like, the legs are so long, it's just a velociraptor again, but the proportions just make me uncomfortable. The head makes me... This is an F tier for me. I hate this thing.
Oh,
this,
okay.
I have a personal...
Well, actually,
relationship with this thing, and it's not a good one.
Well, actually, I was gonna, if I could go back to my turn, I forgot to mention one thing. I actually, in the context of the Jurassic lore, I like the long legs because these were canonically bred to be like, basically bred like dogs.
Oh,
as,
I do remember this.
Guard animals. And the Skeleton Crew dove into this in one of their first videos they ever made, where they said they like the design decision to make the legs disproportionately long, because we see that happening in domestic animals when they're bred for specific purposes. So they said that's cool if that was actually the intention. We don't know if that was the intention, but we can pretend like it is.
Yeah.
But
This is a... where did you put it, Gibson?
I did F and David did C.
I think I put Archaeothonymus in the bottom of D, or definitely the bottom of C. I put it in the bottom of C for this
bottom
skin.
of C.
I feel the same about this design as I do the Archaeothonymus. Following this design's like slow reveal, because remember it was leaked as Deinonychus, then they changed the name to Atrociraptor. There's a whole thing. I remember when the head puppet leaked of Tiger. Is that the name of one
and
of the
everyone was like,
Atrociraptors?
"Is it a Utah raptor or
Is it a
something?"
Utah
Because it
raptor?
had the thick head.
Yeah, I'm so glad I was an Utah Raptor, because it means we get the good animal later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have the same thoughts on this thing as the Archaeothonymus. Bad design, good skins, bottom of C.
All right, I think it's...
so that's D tier?
Yeah, I think it's getting a D.
Okay.
A D for the Atrociraptor. Oh,
We got another good one. folks.
another go, which also an
Ooh.
aquatic. There will be a pattern here of this.
Yes. I'm going to just jump ahead. I just think this is a phenomenal representation of just a plesiosaur. I can't talk. I think it's cool they included Attenboroughsaurus for David Attenborough. And
It's Sir Richard Attenborough.
it's gorgeous. I give it... Or Sir Richard Attenborough, sorry. Not David Attenborough.
I mean, it can be for both.
It's
for
for both.
yeah. Why not? But yeah, I give this one an S tier. I think this is one of my favorite aquatics in the game, like the Archelon. It's just a really pretty silhouette, and I love the textures too. It's got this subtle mosaic texture to the scales. That's really nice. But anyway, go ahead, Gibson.
I like this design. I don't like this design as much as the Archelon, but it's still very good, and it has phenomenal skins. And I'm gonna give it a strong A tier.
Oh,
Okay.
S tier. I think this is. I probably like another design later better. But this is just an excellent. No, wait, this is what is this? This is the short neck, long neck plesiosaur, if I'm remembering correctly, because the plesiosaurs have bizarre evolution.
Plesiosaur.
Yeah,
this is like transitional from pliosaurs to plesiosaurs.
No, that's cool.
No, because their necks got like long twice in two different groups, if I remember correctly. It's bizarre.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, because like not just sunlock, but like plesiosaurs, I think is a separate group, I think, and that's its own thing. This is different. This is a pliosaur that got a long neck, or it's something like that. It's bizarre. I think it's beautiful, amazing, delicious, edible, one may say. I wouldn't eat it. That yellow, I eat that. That's delightful. Yeah.
The yellow is reminding me of Cyrax from House of the Dragon, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what you're talking.
Someone will.
From House of the Dragon.
Okay. S tier for me. So
Sweet.
All right, it's getting an S then. It got 2 S's. And I'm very okay with that. It's good.
Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. Ooh.
Australovenator.
Oh, this is in the game.
All right. I liked this one a lot more when it was first released. I think it was just because, like, finally Frontier's giving attention to Megaraptorids in a way, and it's cool we have just one represented in the game. I like the body of this one a lot. I think it captures the current depictions we have of Megaraptor as well. The more time's gone on, the more I've just haven't been too sold on the head. I think it's a little too wide. I like the really narrow Australopithecus or Megaraptor heads that have sort of the swoop to them aesthetically, and the eye is just really buggy and looks a little goofy to me. But
It's a little stupid.
Besides that, it's pretty good. I'm going to give it an A for what it is.
Ooh, okay. I'm looking at some Google images of this one. Oh, the eye is so Shin Godzilla.
It is Shin Godzilla. Oh, okay, ditto.
He's a
Shin Godzilla
Wait,
skin.
is there a black one? Wait, and then do no pattern. No, you could do Kamada-kun. You could do a light tan one, and then black. Oh my gosh, it's Kamada-kun.
There we go.
That's great.
I'm gonna give this one a solid B tier. It's pretty good. It's got some cool things about it, but it's also a little bit of a freak. But it's not bad.
I don't like the way it's clenching its knuckles on its head.
Why is it doing that?
I don't know.
It's expressing itself.
Oh, it's a fast runner, guys. No, I won't get into that stuff. Pronaxis. Oh, so this one Pronaxis wrist when it sits. It's the opposite of their Arcanithomimus. Okay. I actually quite like this design without the pattern. If I'm going to be so for real right now, I think it kind of looks interesting. Look at the go back to that last green on the end. That's actually
that's kind of nice.
It's quite evocative.
The eye doesn't stand out as much either.
I think the Australopinator is where the look at the blue on that. Oh, that was lovely. Yeah, that's lovely. I think the blue. This Australopinator is where Frontier started putting the same type of pattern on all of their theropods, and it was sort of the first one to kind of get this kind of mottled color kind of thing. It's nice. I'm gonna give it an A for the blank pattern, which is kind of crazy, but personally, I think it kind of slays. I like that green and yellow a lot. It's giving like a really good Chinasaur. If that makes any sense. It's kind of what it's giving. Like giving some like weird 30 party. Like, you know what? It gives Vitae. That's a bizarre kind of take. And shout out to the one listener who knows what Vitae is.
These days, yeah.
One of my first sponsorships on my YouTube channel. That's a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. Oh my goodness. Anyways, yeah, this is going to be an A2 for me.
All right, it's getting into A then. It's managed it. Yeah, I do think like it is like it when I'm looking at the head, I'm like that's a really cool like dragon design.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting one.
If it showed up in like Rebirth with that bright green, I think it'd be like pretty cool, low key.
Oh, look at this spiffy lad!
Make him fly.
All right, our first pterosaur. Yeah, let me make him fly. Our first pterosaur is Barbadactylus. And I'm gonna say that I think aesthetically I like this design, but as a Barbadactylus or any Nyctosaur for that matter, it does not do a good job at all. First of all, the head crest is not nearly as long as it should be, which is probably like they didn't want it like colliding into everything, so they shortened it, which in that case don't make a Nyctosaur at all.
Yeah, no kidding.
And then they also gave it fingers on its wings, which these guys did not have. But one thing I do like about this one is I am quite a big fan of albatrosses, so this is my favorite skin because this one with its beak shape and the paler color really gives Wandering Albatross vibes.
It does.
Which is kind of a neat thing.
That's quite lovely.
I give this one a very low B.
Low B.
For not representing Barbadactylus, but for just being an appealing looking thing.
For Barbadactylus.
Yeah, It's a nice looking design, but yeah, it is just a real bad Nyctosaur, unfortunately. I think I'm going to give it a high C, because I don't want to give it a B for Barbadactylus, because it's not one.
That's so real.
Yeah.
Look at him. Look at him.
Gorgeous
what a
colors,
guy.
options,
or a they,
so.
because if they start flying it, they get a little funky. The blue.
They do.
They do.
Like, I like the idea. I hate because you know what's weird about this design is that it has 2 fingers, and not 3. So they get the idea that it's supposed to have, and it has a 3rd finger, which is like a reducible nub. So they get the idea it's supposed to have not 3 fingers, which makes me think maybe it was a rigging thing. They had to add it, like for whatever reason they wanted to have they could do that. So like they have a nod to the accuracy, but at the same time they don't go the full mark, and it's weird to me. I don't mind that the crest is kind of small because we don't know what Barbariodactyls look like because of head crest wise.
We don't? Oh, okay.
No, because Barbariodactyls is like 3 bones and like a slab of rock.
I guess I just assumed it was more because Prehistoric Planet had it in such a focal point.
Prehistoric Planet tends to do that. This guy's like known from like nothing. Most of what we base on Nyctosaur depictions on is on Nyctosaurus. I think it's I've read Oceans of Kansas. I don't know if any of you have read that. It goes into like the history of like seaway fossil discoveries. And I think there's like 2 or 3 Nyctosaurus specimens that have like the big crest, and the rest are like kind of females or something like what we think they're females. So like I don't mind it being kind of small. I think it's cool that they did something different, and in Prehistoric Planet they give it its own little design. I think that's a fun idea. I don't aesthetically like the finned like crest at all. I think that the pitchfork, for lack of a better term, tuning fork design for the crest. It feels boring.
Yeah, it feels kind of such a unique idea in a way.
Like it has such a unique crest, and you just make it boring. I don't know. I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
B for Barbariodactyls for me. Low B. I like the skins, but it's just kind of not it. I think I used it once, and I gave it pink and blue lights in its enclosure for the funny, and then I never touched it again.
I was just gonna say, like, I just found this. Was it this combo?
No,
it was one of these, and I was like, I don't know, synthwave Barbariodactylus or something.
One makes.
There you go with that, Chris.
Still B for 80s nostalgia.
Yeah, there you go.
Sure.
All right, so that one gets a B.
Oh
gosh.
Speaking of B.
What a fascinating topic to unpack this one design is.
We've harped on this design enough over the internet. I'm not even going to go into detail.
That's so real. That's so real. Yeah, this is
time.
Go on.
I have a weird soft spot for it. I think it's like weirdly cute. Like it's almost like baby's first dinosaur. Or something.
If by that you mean it looks like a baby drew it, then I agree.
Yeah. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like baby's first dinosaur design.
That draw. I forget you made a video years ago, David, where you did that that you went to like a childhood book where your baby was like drawing dinosaurs.
Yes.
Go-Go-Saurus.
Like. Yep.
Like, I don't know if there's a Baryonyx in that video.
Babyonyx.
If it looks like that's what it is. Go on, Gibson. Give your take.
I feel conflicted on this one. There are days where I'm just like, yeah, it sucks, and I won't apologize for the fact that it sucks. But there are other days where I'm like, this is kind of a cool little mutant alligator freak.
No.
It's not a Baryonyx, though, or even really Spinosaurid. I'm looking at pictures of it from Fallen Kingdom. I'm just being reminded of, we have to give it S tier, guys, because it's all-powerful. It survived magma.
It survived magma. Yeah. We give it its own tier buff. It says survived magma, and then it's just Baryonyx, and then Chris Pratt.
yes. Chris Pratt gets the outran the pyroclastic flow tier. I think I'm gonna throw this one in D because it's not quite giving it's not quite instilling the F tier disgust in me, but it's close.
Make him Grim. Go.
I also like. Oh yeah, Grim.
But the camp. Continue.
Oh no, sorry. I was just gonna say, what was it? The concept art for this one looked so much better than the actual modeled one.
Yes.
Well, the website version looks excellent.
Well, not even the website version. The concept art for the Fallen Kingdom design.
Oh, really? I have not seen that.
It was. Yes, I like it much more. It has more iridescence on its face, and it's a lot more smoothed over. It's not as gnarly and crocky, from what I remember.
Oh, neat. I think the Camp Chaos Camp Cretaceous season 2 slop makes this. Sorry to anyone who watches this and loves Camp Cretaceous.
Not sorry to anyone who watches this and loves Camp Cretaceous.
Wait, does the normal version have round peoples and the Camp Cretaceous one have split peoples? No, they're just much more obvious on this design. Yeah. The eyes look so horrible on the Camp Cretaceous ones, but I like the Grim design.
Guys, look at what I just found. David, you'll have to put this on the screen. Look at this guy.
Oh no!
Oh, that was the design.
Gotta make sure he can balance, fellas.
Ooh, now here's the real question. Because I just unearthed some images of this old figure. Which is worse, the canon Jurassic Baryonyx design or the Kenner Baryonyx figure?
The Kenner Barry.
Oh, the Kenner Barry is worse by far.
Actually,
I'm sorry.
This design here, Grim, kind of looks like the Kenner Barry.
It does a little bit.
They probably took inspiration from. I heard that the designers take inspiration from the old toys and such. So yeah. That's why the Demon Carno made it.
If it looks 1-to-1 as the Kenner Baryonyx with no changes in articulation and the big JP symbol, we're all there. This would be an S tier for me. This is a D tier. It looks stupid. I hate. It's like the Jurassic World Reverse Spinosaurus. If it was bad, that might be a hot take. Because I kind of like that design. This is stupid and dumb, and it has no heavy claw. So. Despite its name.
Oh my
gosh! The one thing they could have exaggerated that it's named for, and they didn't give it the heavy
Now,
claw.
I'm curious, does it sit like the Nanmu figure if you go to the sit?
Oops.
No, does good sit. Hangs his mouth open though like an idiot. Stupid idiot. Why is it breathing all the time?
Mouth breather.
Mouth breather. Oh, it looks so dumb with its big slippy D, bottom of D. Oh, yeah. Sorry,
all right, get in the bottom of D tier, Baryonyx. My gosh, there was a time where the world kind of liked you.
We have two separate designs to rank again here.
Ooh.
Okay.
The original Brachiosaurus, I'll put the OG skin on.
Oh,
I'm nostalgic.
I love him.
This is just like, if this was added to the canon nowadays, like, I really wouldn't care. But I'm just like, since it was the basis for all sauropods in Jurassic moving forward, and it was really good for the time, I'm just gonna throw it an A. It's just a solid looking Brachiosaurus. It has elephant syndrome a little bit, but I need to despise the existence of the Apado almost like 2 decades later.
Yeah.
So
absolutely fair.
And dude, I mean, in terms of elephantness and wrinkliness, general sloppiness, this is so much better than really any of the newer movie sauropod designs. Like, for all its genericness, just when I watched that classic scene of them seeing it for the first time in Jurassic Park, like, it's just like a solid 90s Brachiosaurus. Like a lot of the older Jurassic design, it embodies that 90s dinosaur just kind of look to it. That is a sassy sit.
She's girly pop, and she's sleeping.
Yes. Yeah, I'm going to give this one a B tier because it's inoffensive to me and it's classic.
B for Brachiosaurus.
This is mildly offensive to me. I don't use I think I used the Jurassic Brachiosaurus in JWE when I did the missions, and then I switched to the 93 design for every time I used it in a park. And then when the 2001 version came out towards the end of the game, I only use that version because the skins on that thing are amazing. We'll get to that in a second. Is the Brachiosaurus listed as 2 things on the tier list? Is it 2 critters?
Yes.
Is it 2 critters? Okay,
yeah, it's 2 separate things.
Okay. The 1993 design is okay. There's an important distinction I think I like to make with Jurassic World and Jurassic Park Brachiosaurus. The Jurassic World one is lumpy and bad, but it has the silhouette of the Jurassic Park one, which has superior texture and coloration in general, even though it's quite flat in terms of color. But it's just like it's just nice. Like the texture just gives Stan Winston, and it's just like I love the texture of the Jurassic Park stuff in this game. It's just because knowing where I'm going to put the Brachiosaurus in 2001, B tier.
All right.
B for Bracky.
It's going next
B
to
for
the Barbarodactylus for alliteration purposes.
Yes.
Now,
My
the 2001 design. We'll start with this one. I think this one gets more hate than it deserves. It's a really interesting color scheme. Sure, it's a little chubbier. Sure, the face is weird a little bit, but sauropods were kind of weird, and even though this isn't weird in the right way, I'm just like, it gives uncanny in a more convincing way to me than just, this is, what are you doing with designing this animal? I'm going to give this one a B, though. I still prefer the first Brachiosaurus, but this one does have absolutely stunners of skins that I just feel like I do not utilize as much as I should. And I'll pass on to Gibson.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have like too much personal hatred for this design. I do remember as a kid watching Jurassic Park 3 and that one like super front-on zooming in shot of its face and just being like, that's scary! In a movie where, you know, people are getting murdered by theropods the whole time. That was the part that stuck out to me as that's scary. And it is a little wrinkly and lumpy. It reminds me, like, I'm looking at the wrinkly, weird body, and it reminds me of the Walking with Dinosaurs arena show animatronics, where, like, they're kind of saggy.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Wait, can you make a skin that kind of looks like it? Are you able to do like a
just a
I think
dark
it's like
gray
black color? Yeah, like a dark gray. Do the black color. Wait.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's a little too dark.
That's a little too dark, actually, I think, for that design. But you're so right. I wish I got to see that show growing up. I always wanted to go, but I never got to see it.
It was very fun. But yeah, I think I'm gonna give this one a C tier because I think similar to David, it's not really as different from the movie One Brachiosaurus as I remember when you're just looking at the model, at least in this game. But it is just like a little bit of a downgrade in my mind.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pop this guy in the A tier. Go back to him. Where are you going?
Oh, whoops.
Give him a pat.
I forgot.
Please. Yeah, I forgot that I'm here.
I assumed I was thinking of the first Brachie. I was like, oh, we're done with this one.
No. He's pleasant. He's delightful. I kind of like that the head's kind of funky because it's not Giraffe-Titan. It's Brachiosaurus. Oh. Oh.
I accidentally minimized the game. So for context, because I think that's funny, my Schleichtarbosaurus rolled onto my keyboard.
It said no. Yeah. Listen to me.
Yeah.
You're definitely not the Schleichtarbosaurus. You're definitely a lad.
There's a Schleichtarbosaurus? Why can't I remember it?
David has it in pieces.
Time. I got it for $5 to repaint it because it was beheaded on the show.
It's a very funny image of it. It's headed. It's the top of its head, the bottom of its jaw are just like not attached. I think I'd give this lad an A tier. I like him. He's a guy.
Nice.
I've looked up a picture of the Schleichtarbosaurus, and yeah, it looks exactly how I thought it would. All right, anyway, this Brachiosaurus goes right next to its brother in B tier.
Oh, no. Nice. Oh, he's here.
No. His face.
Oh.
You have such great skins. Why must you be this bad?
Yes, speaking of the Walking with Arena show, this is basically the Plateosaurus from that.
It is. It is. Oh dear.
I'm gonna just speed things along here. D tier. I don't think it's offensive from a distance. Just throwing it in like a Morrison enclosure, but as soon as you zoom in, it is an abhorrent monster, and I don't like it. Go ahead, Gibson.
Yeah, it's not quite F tier. I can't put it with the Apato, but it's an easy D tier. I've never paid attention to this one. This is yet another moment where, as someone less familiar with the game, I was just fundamentally not prepared for this, and it's something.
Yep.
There's a color stuff. There's a pattern that makes it look like the Carnegie Camarasaurus. I think it's the bright blue. if I remember, it's the bright blue, with like I think one of the darker. Yeah. I think it's the dark one.
This one.
I think it. I
Okay.
think, I was in denial with this design for a very long time, and then Skeleton Crew pointed out how bad the design is itself, and I love your skin. I love your skins, but wow, there's a lot of creatures in this game where I like the skins a lot, and then the design is just horrible. I'm putting this. Where did I put the Arcanthomimous and Velociraptor? That was at the bottom of C. I think at the bottom of C. I'm gonna put this guy there. That's where he belongs.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
he's catching D tier then.
One thing I think that's interesting about this is I think this was one of the first designs, like unique designs Frontier ever made, because when they first showed footage, like in-engine footage for Jurassic World Evolution, this was the first non-canon dinosaur that we ever saw.
That would make sense
for the first game.
This was like the baby's first non-canon species.
Yeah. So
it definitely does.
All right. An interesting one.
Like complicated baby.
Gosh.
Oh,
yes, bang machines. I love this.
Okay.
Oh, that is so like monstrous nightmare coded.
Oh, you're so right. It is.
So one thing that's interesting about this is there's one skull. If you Google Carcharodontosaurus skulls, there's one like compressed, squashed skull from Carcharodontosaurus we have that perfectly matches the head shape of this.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know exactly how this happened.
Yes, I think they used that as a reference.
Oh no, I
don't hate this thing. I think it comes down to proportions. The head is really small and the body is really long for being a Carcharodontosaur. It just doesn't have like the Carcharodontosaur like sass to it that it should.
That's real.
It looks so much like a pre-2020 PNSO figure.
Oh, you're so right. That's exactly what it looks like. It would have like those weird lines on it and stuff. That's exactly what it looks like. Oh, you're so
Weird
right.
Big patches of scales everywhere.
And just the proportions, the kind of wiggly back. Yeah.
Also, I'm
I
gonna
also
know
can't get over the one little.
This is gonna affect y'all's rankings. Swing it sort of looking at its back, at its behind. Just like complete back. Watch the pelvis.
What? Why?
The Giga also does this.
Honestly, that's helping my ranking. That's kind of amazing,
right?
No, I give this one a very low C. It's got really good skins, but I'll give it C for Carcharodontosaurus.
Yeah, there you go.
It's not great. Gibson, go ahead.
I'm gonna give it B tier, and there's a weird part of me that almost wants to give it higher, but I won't. I think it's a total monster for whatever reason. This is another one, kind of like the movie Baryonyx, where like depending on the day, I have very different feelings about it. And for whatever reason today, I'm kind of digging it. It's kind of creepy and strange, but I don't know why. I'm kind of feeling it, so I'm gonna go with B.
Nice. I also should mention too that I think it's really cool that in this game, they brought back the call from Jurassic Park Operation Genesis and release it from the hatchery, which is a really cool Easter egg. Anyway,
I love the roar because it's such a classic, like, almost dinosaur. Is that what the name was? Like, it was Dinosaur Planet with the Carcharodontosaurus. Like, it kind of gives that. And look at the skins; they're so fun. We put Acro at the bottom of A, right? Or was it B tier?
It's currently in like high B.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like this design. No, I don't. Okay, let me be clear. Like the skins, kinda like the design, kinda. The roar, save it for me. Could you go to the? I think that's a good ambient animation. I think you go to. Maybe it's the animation I'm thinking of.
Let's see.
No, it's not this guy. He does walk and run with his mouth constantly hanging open. I just remembered that he does that. B tier? No, I can't because he has the cool roar. I'm so torn. Gibson, what did you give him?
I gave him B. David gave him C.
David? Oh, I'm gonna give him. Yeah. I'm gonna give him A.
Okay.
I'm just gonna stick him like basically directly in the middle of the tier list.
Yeah, dude.
I will say for the if we're just ranking skins, this is one of my favorite skin
Yes,
combos
it's
in
so
the
good.
entire game. Like the hot scarlet, pink, red with
It
the
looks
bright
great.
Yeah, that's
on the,
really nice.
On the desert maps, it looks so good.
Carnotaurus. I don't think this is a bad design. If anything, I actually think this is a pretty darn good design for a Carnotaurus, especially for being Jurassic World. Main problems, obviously, arms should not be moving whatsoever. The head looks a little like bug-eyed and has some of that weird like horror monster jagged tooth thing going. I think that's mainly in this game's model, though. The movie one looks a little bit better in the head, I think. I always give it the green color because I stand for my Lost World chameleon Carnos. I still think they should have been a thing. I just think it's like it's fine. It's just not very inspiring to me. So I'm gonna give it just a B. And I passed to Gibson.
A what?
What did you give it? You cut out.
Yeah, you got out.
A B.
A B. So I was about to say that's pretty high, which I guess gives away my feelings on this thing. I have such little tolerance. I give out exactly one pass for bulky Carnotaurus designs, and that went to Disney's Dinosaur decades ago. And the influence, because that movie has a cool, if not very misleading Carno design in it. And the influence that design has had, I'm just so tired of bulky Carnos when Carno is supposed to be like so lanky and gracile. And I don't think this design in particular is nearly as bad as it could be or as bad as that sort of trope gets. But I have so little love for generic bulky Carno in my heart, especially because it's one of those things kind of like the Apatosaurus, how like real Apatosaurus has the cool huge neck, and then when you get the generic ones, it's just like, not only is this a generic design, but it's a generic design of an animal that's actually really weird. So when you do Carno without its proportions, I'm just like, what's the point? You've reduced the point to just the horns, basically. And so I'm giving this guy a high, but nonetheless a high D tier. I don't like him.
Okay, that's a take. I look at you, Carnotaurus. I look at you. Get those horrible scars out of my face. Get a different design.
I was gonna say that's not flattering.
There we go. He's such an I have no strong feelings on this Carnotaurus. Carnotaurus was a little more bulkier than I think we're led on to believe sometimes, but he has his long legs. He may have had short legs like Majungasaurus, which is a better Abelisaur design, which is in this game. Knowing that Majungasaurus exists in this game, top of B, I have no strong opinions on him. His sit is great. I love his sit.
The sit is really good. Oh, there we go.
Oh, that is a good sit.
But that's my own... He just... I don't...
He has some of my favorite animations too.
He has great animations.
I remember freaking out when I saw him. He headbutts the goat into the air and catches it midair and swallows it when he's chasing it.
I remember when everyone was so excited for JWE2 because it had actually good animations. And it was like, oh, the Carnotaurus is doing something with its horns. It's doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. What a time. That was 2021.
He's not that bad.
He's not. He's just a B tier design for me. High B. Let's move on. I don't have strong opinions on you. Also, can we turn the filter? If you go to the filter section, we turn it to Jurassic Park because that makes the dinosaurs look much better. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it does make him look better. Okay, that works. All
right. So he ends up in C, I would say.
Speaking of C,
Sayarodactylus. That's only here because of the book.
That's like a, I don't know, he's on some kind of drugs. What is this? I'm going to Google this because this is one of those designs where it comes up and my first thought is, what is this animal supposed to look like?
Yeah.
It was just mentioned in the book, Michael Crichton's book, and that's the only reason it's here.
Damn.
Yeah, but Cearodactylus, one of my lesser favorite pterosaur designs. I don't think this one is inherently offensive. In a lot of ways, I just think it's not pretty, but it's not super ugly. It also doesn't have great skins. There's no combos that I'm really crazy over, so I'm just gonna give this one a high D. I don't care
High
for
D.
it.
Yeah, I'm not feeling excited about this dude. I'm looking at it's a pretty obscure genus, but there's a few pieces of paleo art that are like, fairly well representing that this is supposed to be a more normal looking animal than just how like scraggly he is in this game. I can't quite F it, but I'm gonna go D tier as well because it's
I
not.
I like your wording with that.
Yeah.
Phrasing.
Oh, my wording is flawless.
Okay.
Using F as a verb has no issues whatsoever.
I see. So you gave him what, D or C or something?
I think we both went D.
D, yeah.
He's gonna end up at D anyways. D. He kind of gives like Ludodactylus, like the one that looks like a toy, and that's what the people described it. He kind of looks like Ludodactylus, but like he also looks like someone like took a cartoon mallet and bumped him on the head.
Yeah, he does.
He does.
Wait, is there a skin? He gives him a red crest.
Yeah.
Is there... No, yeah, that one looks
that
just
cut.
like. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, he's D for Dactylus, sure.
Sure. All right.
D for Dactylus.
We all agree on that.
Oh my boy!
Ceratosaurus.
Look how they massacred my boy.
All right. Now I'll let you expound on it, Nikki, because I know this is your favorite dinosaur.
Yes,
But this I've got to give Frontier props because they've been really good about translating the designs from the movies into the game. But I like that they looked at the Ceratosaurus design in JP3 and they're like, we can fix that a little bit. It's not a major dinosaur.
Yeah.
Nobody really cares for it. And I do like, they tried. They made the horn look like the exposed bone that it was. But they also tried to give it like the eyebrows to make it look like it has a more appropriate head shape. It's got the super long teeth, the more vertically narrow skull and everything. The thing about this Ceratosaurus design, though, that's always been a soft spot for me, is it just straight up has some of the best colors of any dinosaur in the whole series. The color scheme is banging. Just with the default movie colors. I'm just gonna, because of my love and respect for the original animal, though, I have to give this one just like a mid B. I think that what they did to it helped it out a lot, but it's still not quite there. And it also has great alternate skins too.
Love the blue.
So, I have interesting thoughts on this one just because the original Jurassic Park 3 design is just kind of heinous and kind of it's kind of inexplicable as well compared to the other designs in the first 3 movies. And I remembered liking this one quite a bit. Like I was actually looking forward to when this one would come up because I was like, oh yeah, they kind of made it better. But looking at it again, they kind of made it better less than I remembered. I mean, it is definitely better.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a high C tier because I do think it's decent, but it's still a pretty rough Ceratosaurus.
All
That's
right.
fair.
My take on this guy. Oh wait. Oh no. I think his legs glitch out when he does the animation. Like, go back to the other side, or maybe we can see it here better. I think the texture stretches weirdly there.
Yeah. Right.
It doesn't look like Ceratosaurus. Ceratosaurus have a vertical neck, but almost every Ceratosaurus depiction gets that wrong. I'm praying the Cyberzoic and Mesozoic Ceratosaurus has the correct neck, because almost all Ceratosaurus depictions get it wrong. But in Jurassic Park 3, it's like they pull a walk with dinosaurs and just take a previous model and just slightly tweak it to make it a different animal. In that case, they took the T-Rex and made it slightly Ceratosaur. And they tried to save it here. I appreciate the attempt. I think it's it has such big, meaty hands. The arms are so huge. It has the lower of osteodromes, which is good. It has good skins. It kind of looks like fried chicken in some certain skins. Like if you do the white skin and then the black pattern, like it looks like grilled chicken. A bit. It reminds me of that. Which your Ceratosaur really should be reminding me of grilled chicken.
I don't know what you're talking about. Those two things are obviously related.
Obviously correlated. But there is what people always say. Oh, Ceratosaurus had had 3 crests, but you actually see on my profile picture that there's some specimens where because Ceratosaurus taxonomy is a little not great right now. I think there's a redescription coming out at some point to help sort it out, but I don't quite mind the crest that bad. I just wish that all 3 crests had color, and that the patterns themselves gave the crest color and not the pattern around the crest color, which is a lot like the Ceratopsians in this game have the same issue where the obvious display feature doesn't have the color, but the rest of the body does. It's bizarre. The white I kind of like. To not drag on this further, this is a B tier, mid B. I put him.
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna put in low B since it got 2 B's and a C.
Okay, sounds good.
Chasmosaurus
for
Ceratopsian. I think this is okay. My big thing, I feel like out of all dinosaurs, I'm most sensitive to when ceratopsians get their feet wrong.
Yes, absolutely.
And, they are supposed to be more like, because ceratopsians were really cool. They're really metal dinosaurs when you think about them. And they were so much more spry than you really always imagine them. And this is really leaning into that sort of saggy elephantine look again.
It's a big animal. They're for elephant kind of design philosophy.
Yeah. I think the frill of Chasmosaurus saves it though for me. Let me put my favorite skin on.
Yes.
The frill saves it for me just because it blocks the body in this design.
This design gets slightly more points from you because there's a literal billboard distracting you from the design.
Exactly. I don't think the head is bad. I think the head is pretty good for what it is. So, and when we come to ceratopsians, it's all the same body with a different paint job on top for the head. So, it's like, just for that alone, I'm going to give this one like a high C.
C.
I'm not offended by it. I still use it in my park. Yeah, high C for Chasmosaurus. And I pass along to you.
Yeah, it's elephantine. It's got that kind of dumpy, just oh, look at him run.
The run makes me cackle.
The run is excellent.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean it's a design that's kind of hard to have strong feelings about. I'm gonna go low C tier about, I think, because it's not very good, but it's also there's just not much to talk about. It's just kind of generic bad ceratopsian.
Okay, so there's one pattern. There's one skin I love for this animal. I think it's
okay.
Go back to patterns.
Oh, back to patterns, sure.
One of them is red. One of them is like a really nice red color. Okay, it's that one. Go back. No, it's not that one. It's the other. It's just a slight delay on the stream. It's not that one. Go back one. It's that one. Then go to the darkest skin. Yes, it's quite evocative. There's this Chinosaur I had growing up that was like, I think it was supposed to be a Chasmosaurus that looked exactly like this. So, and it's also one of the few ceratopsians in the game besides like Styracosaurus and Torosaurus, I think, off the top of my head, that actually makes the display feature a display feature. And I feel like for that, I want to give it A tier, but the feet are so heinous.
The feet are awful.
At least the grass in the game, because there's like a permanent grass in the game, like how hide the feet. But I sound like the Chasmosaurus. I give him. Isn't Acro in B? I'll throw him in A. I'll throw him in A.
Okay.
Right. I think he's ending up in like mid B then.
All right.
Because he got 2 C's and an A. This is very precise and mathematical and not vibes-based whatsoever.
Absolutely.
All right, now, one of my sleeper favorites, Chunkingosaurus. I think this guy is just straight up adorable. I love that in this game. Because in the first game, you could tell... The first game had a pretty rushed turnaround for the release.
It was like 9 months or something, I think, right? It was like 9 or 6 months.
Yeah, it was like 9 or 10 months that they made the whole game in, which is crazy.
It's horrible.
Yeah. But for example, I think these guys, for example, this guy was in the first game. He got the short end of the stick because he was basically Stegosaurus sized. They basically just put a new skin on the Stegosaurus rig.
That is unfortunate.
But this game, he's properly tiny and he's so cute. And I mean, I think his face is just straight up adorable with the black eyes. And he's kind of chunky. I like that. I forget what the Skeleton Crew said about the 8 spikes on the tail. I like it aesthetically, because I know this was at least a theory at one point for chunking. I'm gonna give this guy a high A. I just think he's very pleasant. I like him.
Yeah, honestly, I'm looking at our tier list and I'm looking at like what we have in B and C, and I'm like, this guy's definitely an A. Like he's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a ton to say about it. The black eyes definitely help with the cuteness factor. I am, as a big Stegosaur fan, I'm a little offended by he has the usual feet problem that like every herbivore in this game has.
Yeah.
But it's not too bad. So I would give him like, yeah, I think a decent A tier.
This is gonna be an S, I think. The feet are bad. Ooh. But he's small enough for the feet are hard to notice.
Yeah.
I think that this is probably the best Stegosaur in the game. I think. Like, the Lost World Stego might be a little lower, because he's just good. He hits all the right boxes. He's in a good pose. He's great. He's lovely. The run makes it an S tier for me. That's the line.
That's a good run. That run genuinely expresses fear visually. Like, he is running from something.
He is.
Oh, he's great. Yeah.
He's cute. I like he has little sleepy eyes too when he's laying down.
Oh, that's nice.
That is an S tier. So that's 2 A's and an S, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
A tier for you, a high A for
I'm putting him at the top of A.
All right.
Clophysis. He's here.
Clophysis. Coelophysis.
Ooh.
I do this for mine normally. So this one, I feel like this one hits the same exact feeling that I get when I look at Frontier's version of the Allosaurus. I feel like this is a great Jurassic Park design for a Coelophysis. It ticks the box of the animal for me. It's very serpentine. I kind of like how wiggly it is. Like, it feels a little uneasy on itself. Like, it's kind of a primitive animal. But it also just has kind of a cool shaped head too. Let me stop. I'm walking. He's bouncing a lot. I kind of like the shape of the head that they gave it.
Why is it
snarling? I like the very unique pattern. I don't know why he snarls.
He have lips. What's he doing there?
I don't know. Very unique pattern too. I'll give this one a low A. I think it's a very serviceable Coelophysis.
I think this one's probably going to land somewhere near the middle of the list for me, just because I think once again we've hit another design I struggle to have strong opinions about. Oh, it's got some kind of nice skins.
Yeah.
I like the red. Yeah, I mean it's just kind of a fine Jurassic-y Coelophysis. It's like a little gross, but not like super gross. I'm just gonna say C tier for Coelophysis because I think it's just kind of okay.
Make it run.
Oh, that's a cute sit.
Make him run again. I want to see his run.
Oh, sure.
Oh my goodness.
he is the bolt.
We are going to beat you to death.
Keep him in that exact angle for my ranking, because I feel like that articulates my thoughts on him. I remember when he got revealed in the initial reveal. It was like when him and there you go. Him and Marcus. him and Amargasaurus, like the big like, look at the new species for JWE2.
Yep.
I remember it was I think it was first revealed in his species profile that the dinosaurs actually like hunted the goats instead of just walking up to them and killing them. I think he was the first one to show that. What a time back when JWE2 was getting teased. I like this design. I've watched a lot of documentaries as a kid that had Coelophysis in them. It gives good Coelophysis. It gives kind of like the Australopithinator. It gives good Chinosaur, except it does it much better, I think. So he's gonna get an A tier from me. I like him. The head-on is kind of killing me.
That's great.
All right, I'm gonna throw him.
Look that bad when it's slowed down. I think it's literally just the speed of it.
The speed is nuts. Yeah, all right, I'm gonna throw him in kind of high B to balance us all out.
Awesome sauce.
Compsognathus is a classic.
Ooh.
Oh, there we go. I think these guys, the personality that they gave to these guys in the game is delightful. The animation looks weird here for some reason, but the default walk for them is literally just this trot, which I think is really fun for how small they are. They have an actual sprint, though. But they're cute. They have all the iconic noises. I don't have any super strong feelings towards them. They've got really nice skins, but you can't really appreciate them too much because of how tiny they are in the game. I'm gonna give this one like just an average B. I think it's
he is the creature of the grass because you cannot see him in the grass.
Exactly. Yeah, the grass is always taller than him.
I think I'm gonna keep on with my alliteration and put this one in like a high C tier. It's a classic design. It's a fine design. I don't find it particularly attractive, but it's not. There's not really anything super wrong with it. Yeah, the high C tier is fine.
Yeah,
I agree. He has no style. He's a B. Just like because Stegosaurus exists in this game now, I see no reason to use Coelophysis when I can see, or not Coelophysis, Compsognathus, because you can see Stegosaurus better and it kind of has better patterns and stuff. It's just like. I mean, if I want to have a tiny enclosure with a tiny little guy, I throw him in there. It's just, I don't really care. B, move on.
I only use them in challenge mode to get my rating up.
I have no nostalgia for any of these. I was telling Gibson while you were off camera. I never watched the Jurassic Park movies as a kid because I didn't like the ideas of kids and of humans and dinosaurs coexisting because I was that kind of child. So I have no nostalgia for a lot of these designs, so I kind of just give them what I think of them. So that's a B tier for you, Compy.
Concavinator, one of the more recent additions to the game, and I think just straight up, this is my favorite depiction of this animal. As far as media goes, there's not much of it out there.
Oh, okay. As far as media goes, so its competitors are Thin Air.
Exactly.
The Jurassic World conch that shows up in is that movie named Fallen Kingdom? I think it is called Fallen Kingdom.
Fallen Kingdom.
Oh yeah, there's a statue.
I don't remember that stuff at all.
Yeah. This is just, I think they hit all the nails on the head as far as the design. The hands might be a little big, the feet might be a little weird, but it's got such a nice silhouette. I love what they did with the quills. They nailed the Carcharodontosaur shape of the head. It's nice and narrow. This is going to be another S tier from me. I just think it's a gorgeous design.
I think I would be surprised if any of us don't put this in S tier. This is a great design, and especially for this game, just in terms of actually representing an animal well. And not in like it's still I could imagine this design being in especially an original Jurassic Park era Jurassic movie. Honestly, it would stand out a little in a world movie just for the same reason that the Ketz does, because it's not a crocodile monster. But it's just a good concavinator design with some pretty cool skins, if I remember correctly. And S tier. How can you not dig it?
I kind of like just doing this with a blank pattern because it just looks like shark.
It's very edgy. Does it have a red eye? Yeah, if you have,
Yeah.
that's quite edgy. I like it. One big thing I like about this design is the counter shading is excellent. The white and the white bottom and the top, like it just looks really wonderful. It's a great design. I don't know too much to say about it. It's just excellent. It's an S tier for me. I'm trying to think about any. The one issue I have with it is that the sail is a little too far back on the body, and it's very obvious when it sits. It's just way too far back. But like, do I really care? It looks this excellent.
Yeah.
I like the quills. I like my quilt conchs. This is a good conch. S for conch.
Shark.
Yeah, S for shark.
There you go. Also,
All
do
right.
you want a fun fact to ruin your day?
Oh no.
The Papo Concavinator has a more accurate hump placement than this model.
Has what?
Technically, has a more accurate hump placement than this
Don't
model.
share the information with me.
Oh.
I dislike that. I forgot the Papo Conch existed until you invoked it.
The Papo Concavinator is one of the most historically bizarre dinosaur figures of all time.
I'm watching its pelvis. Does it do the same thing that the car does? Oh, it does! No!
Yep.
It does do the same thing.
What the heck?
My goodness.
It
Be
must be
careful
some
where you're
Carcharodontus.
swinging that thing.
It must be some like weird Carcharodontus sword rig issue. Bizarre.
It must be. I
Bizarre.
think I prefer this guy without any patterns, honestly.
I like the
The
patterns.
patterns kind of look like paint.
Well, that's the issue with a lot of the later patterns is that they look kind of like paint, in my opinion. That's lovely though. Ugh,
Ooh, that's
Ooh,
nice.
I like that.
that's lovely.
Okay. Now, I know at the beginning of this, we said we were all going to do this in one video. But we are approaching 2 hours, and we haven't even gotten through the letter C yet. So we're going to
So it turns out we were fools.
And exactly.
We were a little stupid.
So we're going to turn this into a series, because I really like we're putting a lot of valuable thought into each of our opinions on the designs, and we don't want to sacrifice that for video length. So we'll make this a weekly podcast thing, and I think it would be good for me to get back into a regular swing of things with SpinoCast for once. So
Absolutely.
thank you two, for joining us.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We'll be back
I've had a
next week to
blast.
continue this. Yeah, this has been a lot of fun. I like this.
Absolutely.
Any last words from you two before we close things?
Thank you for having us. And remember, always, sometimes, never. Yeah, okay.
All right.